unexplained tunes is what we're looking for on the jukebox in the next hour. Your suggestions, you might get one played. Melissa says, what about Mystify in excess? Crazy for you? This is good from Graham in Yaxley as well. It says, Paul, Echo and the Bunnymen or the Doors, people are strange. And the reason we're talking about this morning is a fantastic headline in the paper, Nokia on Heaven's Door. It's a good headline. Apparently a woman sent a text to a mobile buried with her gran and got a reply. It said, I'm watching over you and it's going to get better. Just push on through. We thought it'd give us a great reason to talk about the unexplainable today. Things you just cannot work out. This has since been proved to be something of a hoax because they said they were going to cut off her number and get rid of it and discontinue it. What they actually did was sell her number to another person, and that person, a vegetarian, I believe, although that's irrelevant, then sent the message back. Very naughty. So that has been explained, but there are plenty of things out there that haven't. For instance, my little balloon story. On our wedding day, the balloon just came down as soon as Nana was mentioned. Park is producing the show. She loved her grandma very much, but couldn't go to the funeral. Yet when she sat on the bed crying on the day of the funeral, it was very cold in the house, and her hands suddenly got very hot and very warm. And Parky thinks that was her Nana saying goodbye. You couldn't explain it, no? And Will on the phones. His brother had a shower, put his towel on the radiator, went outside, came back in. When he walked back in, there's a big dirty handprint on the towel. Spooky. Not explained. Ever. Not explained. Yeah. So I want your tales of the unexplained this morning, things that have happened to you. Paul Butler is a director of Ghost Hunt East Anglia. He's a sceptic, but has had a few weird things happen during his paranormal investigations. Morning.
Morning.
What are you sceptical about? What about the towel? You can't explain that.
Well, not knowing the story, to be honest, no, I can't explain it at the moment. But that's one of the good things about Ghost Hunt East Anglia. We have our sceptics and we have our believers in the team.
Yeah, I'll bet. And you've got some investigations coming up at Peterborough Museum tomorrow, I believe.
Yes, we're at Peterborough Museum tomorrow. We've got an event which is completely sold out, so thank you for all the guests who are going to come along to that. And hopefully, having spoken to your mate Stuart Orme last week, we're in for a good night. Yes,
we did mention it to Stuart, and he came and talked about it. And there's plenty of ghostly goings-on at Peterborough Museum, because it used to be that hospital, didn't it? And
It did indeed,
yeah.
Yes. And some of the stories he's told us, and he's given us one or two little names, so hopefully it'll be interesting to see if some of our clients come up with the information tomorrow night as well.
Yeah, what have you experienced then that you can't explain, you sceptic?
One of the strangest things that ever happened to me was the Clink prison in London about 2.5 years ago. We was doing an investigation there, and it was a bit of a flat night to start with, and 4 of us moved to this little room. And just as we were setting up, and it was one of those typical things. The cameras were switched off, the recording equipment was switched off, and 4 of us heard monks chanting just for about 2 or 3 seconds, but it was crystal clear quality. And we looked round and we found speakers which were unplugged. We even went outside to see if anybody was carrying a ghetto blaster playing monk music in the middle of London at night. No one there. There was even people screaming and shouting at us outside to see if we could hear anything from outside, which we couldn't. And we've just got no idea where that monk's chanting came from. But the interesting thing was there was actually 4 of us there, and we could all collaborate the story.
See that? What can you do when you see and hear something like that? I mean, it just has to be put down as paranormal, doesn't it?
Well, I can't put it down to anything else at the moment. It's just a complete mystery, as your song title just said. I just can't explain it at the moment.
Well, Mrs. Bradshaw's called in from March. She's got an unexplained story. Morning, Mrs. Bradshaw.
Good morning.
Very formal, but I'll take it. What's your story?
Well, in my spare bedroom, I have a television set. And at 4 o'clock this morning, when I got out to go to the bathroom, my television set was on. Now, this happened when we first had the television. It happened quite often. We had the television engineer in. He programmed a load of numbers in and said that would be all right. Well, he came back 3 times.
Yeah.
And then it just stopped. And then this morning, the television in the spare bedroom was on at 4 o'clock this morning. There's nobody else in the house but me, but the telly switched itself on again.
Is it that bird that did it? I can hear a bird.
No, Charlie, he's in the kitchen. Yeah.
Well, listen, that is...
The first time it happened, my husband woke me up and he said, well, you're talking in your sleep. You know, and I said, I'm not. And we both lay there and he said, he got up, he said, whatever it is, he said, must be somebody in the house. And as he went out of our bedroom door, you could see in the other bedroom that thing was on, and he said the telly switched itself on.
Spooky. Paul,
Yeah.
who's turning the telly on?
Well, my sceptical side would say it's possibly a fault on the television or the remote control, but watching Most Haunted a couple of weeks ago, they had a television incident there, but you don't know because you can't see what people are doing, whether they're playing about with remote controls. But
No.
if the lady said she's in the house by herself, you know, I could possibly put it down to a faulty television. I don't know.
Mrs. Bradshaw, what was on? What was it playing?
It was a news, it was a weather forecast. So, either the news or the weather forecast. I just walked, to be quite honest, I just walked into the bedroom, I knew what it was, and just switched it off. But as I say, it's over 2 years since it happened. Whether it's down to because we've just had to change all channels, haven't we?
Yeah.
So whether it's down to that, I don't know.
Does anything else happen in that room? Does it get cold when you go in?
No.
No?
No.
Do you go in there on your own?
Yeah, I go anywhere in my house on my own.
You're not worried?
No.
I think I might be a little bit.
No. My grandmother was a spiritualist.
So you believe?
Whether I've got, you know, whether that's why I'm not afraid, I don't know.
Do you think you've got a bit of it in you?
I could have, perhaps.
Perhaps that's what it is.
Yes, because I knew when I was going to have an accident with my bicycle. 2-3 weeks beforehand, I could see myself rolling over and over, and then about 3 weeks later, I was involved in a cycle accident.
Maybe it's you then. Maybe it's...
That's it, it's me. It's that old woman from March.
Mrs. Bradshaw, it's been lovely to talk to you. Thank you for coming on and sharing your story. Is the TV on now, or is it off?
Off, because got radio on.
Oh, right, brilliant. Keep the radio on. Yeah,
right.
Sorted. Mrs. Bradshaw in March with an unexplained television. And you heard from Paul Butler, who's director of Ghost Hunt East Anglia. They've got a big thing on Peterborough Museum tomorrow night. Keep your unexplained stories coming.